All right. A little bit awkward in front of the camera. So we're just gonna wing this. Okay, we're gonna wing it. Why is this so new to me? I've been doing this. Whoa, it's Carsian. I am filming this on the spot without a script. I haven't planned anything. I came up with this idea today. There are currently birds behind me. They seem to be having a grand time, but I'm not. I just want to get this video filmed. Please excuse. This isn't gonna be a long intro by any stretch. No, I just wanted to get this out of the way. I felt like it would be more personal if I filmed it in front of the camera, actually talk about things at length, and I believe that this is the right way to do it. I mean, if you look outside right now, it's just a wonderful morning. The sun is shining, the colors are bright and vibrant. The temperature is nice and cool. I think it's a wonderful day for recording. And today, we have something special planned. So if you've been following my content for a while, you know that a couple Christmases ago, I did some remixes. I think they were Oh Holy Night and Silent Night. Yeah, both of those. And I did both of those for a Christmas EP with Elevated Salt. It was a really fun project. This year, I don't have the same thing. Rather, this year, after I had wrapped up development on Voyage, there's a project that I did for school that sort of stuck with me. It's nothing particularly special, I think, but the development process and the way that this project came about, it sort of offered a chance to practice music production and working with another collaborator in a way that was freeing, because it wasn't for the Dolphin era, it wasn't for the upcoming music video, yes, the next one that we're working on. It was just, in all honesty, it was just for school. So my songwriting professor, Junji Marcelo, was the one that gave us this assignment. And the prompt for this assignment was, we had to take the lyrics of a nursery rhyme and write a new melody for them and produce a song using the lyrics of said nursery rhyme, but with our original melodies and our original reharmonizations and reinterpretations, all of that good stuff. As we go further on into the video, I'm going to explain how I wrote it, how I came up with the different elements, and how I came up with the melody, and ultimately how I did end up writing for the singer, all of that fun stuff. But I won't take too much of your time. I just wanted to thank you for your support on my content. I mean, my YouTube channel is tiny right now, right? By all metrics, I am a tiny YouTuber. But seeing those 4 digits on my channel and seeing like the few commenters that are really excited about every video that I put out it's really humbling. It's remarkable. I couldn't thank you guys enough. And making content with the intent of blessing others and making them smile and forging positive memories. Because I know that at the end of the day, it'll all be worth it. It's just been a wonderful time this year. I can't stress that enough. And I want to make sure that my content is worth revisiting. So with all of that out of the way, thank you again so much for your support. It really warms the heart, it does. Maraming salamat. You know the thing about these vlog style intros where YouTubers sort of go on about like, hey, without any further ado, let's get on with the video. I think I'd like to approach that a slightly different way. So all that being said, what are we waiting for? Let's go. So, as I already mentioned, my assignment for my songwriting professor, Sir Junji Marcelo, was to reharmonize, write a new melody for, and basically remix Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, a nursery rhyme that I think everybody knows. Fun fact, it actually shares the same melody with the ABC song, so if you're familiar with Sir Junji as my songwriting professor, I learned a lot about songwriting, arrangement, meter, so I wanted to recontextualize the melody of Twinkle Twinkle Star to something that would be sort of more appropriate for its form. But you'll notice that certain lines of Twinkle Twinkle Little Star actually don't make that much melodic sense. For example, the lyrics there are up above the world so high, but the notes are going downwards. It doesn't make much sense. It's simple, it's a nursery rhyme, but I am not simple. I will... No. What I mean by that is I wanted to make it a little bit crazy, right? So my first step was, okay, let's make it in an entirely different key. Instead of writing in C major, I was gonna write it in C minor. But what's the relative major key of C minor? Well, it's E flat. So I wanted to write in the key of E flat because I think the key of E flat to me is a little bit magical. It sounds nostalgic to me because another song that I really love that's in the key of E flat, you might know it, is Right. So that was my first logic there. The second crazy thing that I wanted to do was change the time signature, right? I slowed the tempo down and I changed the time signature to 6/8 because I felt 6/8 was a much more floaty sort of time signature for the song that we're trying to go for. So the final melody that I ended up going with was... I really wanted this song to have a more magical, childlike sort of innocent feel without having to go with the nursery rhyme tropes that we're often familiar with. So I grabbed one of my favorite plugins, which is Valhalla's Supermassive. It is a wonderful reverb delay plugin, something. I'm not exactly sure what kind of trickery it's pulling, but I know it has a delay. I know how delays work. The feedback, the density sort of controls how quickly that delay turns into reverb. And I wanted to base the song around this particular sound. Hear that? And like I mentioned before, I really didn't like that the original melody of Twinkle Twinkle Little Star goes downwards on the line up above of the world so high, so I changed it to... So I wanted to make the chords a lot more magical. I wanted to give them a sense of wonder and awe with basically no comparison. So for the main chorus, which is the usual Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, I went for something like this. And believe it or not, the original poem for Twinkle Twinkle Little Star actually had more lines in it than the ones that we're used to. I won't show them now, but you'll hear them in a little bit. Now that we're done talking about the songwriting, let's move on to the production side. My favorite. So the main concept for this peg was, okay, what is the most nostalgic interpretation of the word star that my memories can conjure up? And the first thing that came to mind was Disney's Hercules. And that set me on a sort of spiral because slowly but surely the peg for this song became gospel choir. Electronic gospel choir. Electronic because really that's all I know how to make. I'm just kidding. But I've also been listening to a lot of Madian, obviously, and also Kirk Franklin. And both of these artists just do these spectacular things with the choir. Problem is, I don't have a choir. I only worked with one singer for this project. So instead, I compensated with making just the dreamiest soundscape that I could come up with. So I started with the pianos. The pianos are really the centerpiece of this song. The piano that I used for this is Spitfire Labs soft piano because obviously, why would we use anything else? So underneath all of the pianos, we actually have these pads going on from worship tutorials. It's a preset pad, but I wanted to add some shimmer to the track. And this was the easiest way to do it, and I think it works pretty nicely. We also have some handbells from Spitfire Labs. The song kind of builds. I have some drums here. And I actually swapped pianos from the soft piano to the grand piano. The grand piano is just the default Ableton piano, but it's my favorite. What can I say? It just sounds good. With some bass too. But when I said swirl, I really meant swirl. So this is a patch that I came up with using just Vital, which is a synth from Matt Titel. This is one of the best 3 synths out there. You really can't get much better than this. So what I did was I took this basic sort of saw patch and I just arpeggiated it upwards as I filtered it in, added some delay, added some other kind of delay. It's a ping pong delay, and of course the dry signal still comes through here, and this is what we ended up with. I also have some of my favorite patches from Nigel Good. I put these in almost all of my tracks because Nigel Good's one of my biggest inspirations as a producer. So all of these atmosphere layers together sound like this. Now for the verses, I had a little bit of a simple beat with an electric piano, some bass, and some rimshot drums. Up just like that. By the way, this is the electric piano that I'm using. It's just the E piano from the free Contact Player factory library. And now the electric piano that I'm using, I'm actually doing something a little bit spicy with it. Right now, it's just the free Contact Player Factory Selection EP. Look, you can find it. You can find it here. It's free. You can download it like right away. But I'm sending it to this send here, which I have Valhalla Supermassive on. It's the same thing that I'm running the piano through, but with a little bit of a different timbre. And that timbre, I'm getting from format shifting upwards the delayed signal. So this is what it would be like by default. But this is with it format shifted upwards. And all together, with some bass. Now as synth layers, I also have these saw stacks right here. I'll explain what technique I'm using in them in a later video. I also have these synths, which are sort of inspired by Nigel Good as well. So these drums here are actually Japanese taiko drums that I distorted the living tar out of. So this is the drum loop for this section. And you're hearing that right. There's a very stereo kick in here. I got this technique from Maddie and listening to his track Heavy with Hoping. So it's just a kick, and I called it the wide kick, and it just sounds like... Other producers are gonna mold so hard if they see this project file, but I think it works. I just wanted to introduce some kind of stereo weirdness in the low end without making it too muddy. I think it works. I think it works. So then this is the piano for the chorus. And this is the bass for the chorus. So this is the EP combined with some of the piano layers as well. And now all of the synth layers here do a lot of things at once. I'm actually going to solo these synths with the hi-hats so that you can hear what's going on a little bit better. So this is the basic meat of the song, which is just the synth layers, some of the bass, and some of the drums as well. So here during the bridge, the song has a little bit of a breakdown, and the energy goes back down, gives the listener a chance to breathe again from that massive chorus that we just engineered. And then the song here comes to my favorite section just because of how fun it was to program, really. It has a very personal, homey feel to me, more so than the rest of the song, even the intro. So these are the drums for this section. So these are the drums and bass. And we can listen to some of the layers alongside of it. Then there's a little bit of a build-up, and this is where it gets to the crazy drop, like... oh no, oh dear. So at the final drop, this is what the drums sound like. And the synths have a little bit of stereo action like this. So now that we've talked about the production of the whole song, I can finally talk about the vocals. And there's a bird outside right now. It's singing. I think the bird's excited to talk about the vocals as well. Now, the vocals were done... Now, the singer for the song, I actually love a lot. She's my childhood friend, Kai Buizon. Go follow her on Instagram, Kai Buizon, I think it is. And her voice is just spectacular. The bird agrees. Spectacular. She was the first person that... She was really the first person that came to mind when I was trying to think about who would have a powerful enough voice for the rendition of the song that I'm trying to work on. And really, the result was... It blew me away. The first time I listened to the recording, I was just... I was knocked straight off my seat. Now, most of the vocal techniques here, I don't really want to show too much of because I kind of want to keep some of these techniques for myself and future projects. But for now, these were the main vocals that she sent me at first, and they were... I didn't need to ask for a re-record. That's all I need to say, really.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are.
Just really fantastic vocal work on that front. So I want to talk about some of my effects here, especially on verse 1. My vocal chain for this song actually involves two segments. One, I process the low end and the high end differently. The top end has a little bit of delay. The low end has a little bit of saturation, just to make it a little bit more, crunchy. Add a little bit of warmth to the vocals, right? And there are actually multiple wet effects that are sort of fading in between one another. There's the dry signal, there's a ping pong delay, there's Valhalla Supermassive again, and then there's another version of Valhalla Supermassive with a plugin chain that I won't open. I mean, you can kind of guess what's going on here. But there's a little bit of a spicy thing going on here. Again, I don't really want to talk about it yet. These are my magic tricks. And this is what the vocal layer sounds like all together.
Then the traveler in the dark thanks you for your tiny spark. He could not see which way to go if you didn't twinkle so.
I really, 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 really love what happened here. Legit, I just told her, okay, do what you want. Do what you want. This is the melody. I wrote this melody, just follow this melody, but otherwise do what you want. And then she comes back with this. Good grief. Oh man. So this is what the vocal layers sound like just isolated, right? Without the dry signal. Now, this entire vocal chain is what I like to call the Rings of Saturn vocal chain. I probably reuse it some other time. Heck, let's just call it Saturn. Yeah, I not in any way affiliated with Saturn, the FabFilter plugin. No, no, no. So alongside that, I really because I really wanted that sort of big choir sound. Without a choir, I compensated with the sound design. I wanted to make it sound cosmic, right? It's Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. What is a star? It's a gigantic burning ball of gas in the sky, millions upon millions of miles away. And what better way to make it sound like that than make it sound like space? It's a nursery rhyme, guys. What am I doing? Then alongside that, I was like, okay, let's layer it with a vocoder. So I added this alongside of it. And as a final layer, I admit, I did a little bit of sampling, but since this is a personal project, I'm not releasing this anywhere that it can't be viewed for free. I did sample Madian's Dream, Dream, Dream a little bit just for the choir. And this is what, see, the bird thinks it's cool. and some of the choirs from Be Fine as well. I just wanted to add a little bit more weight to this. If ever I do consider publishing this on any other platform than YouTube and SoundCloud, I'll probably take those out. Yeah, I know. Just like yeah, or maybe maybe I could record my friends all singing in the choir. That would be really cool. But like for a project like this, I'm not so sure really. Maybe the bird wants to be part of it. So, having seen all that, that has been my breakdown of the Twinkle Twinkle Little Star project that I did under Sir Junji Marcelo. It was a blast to do. This project actually means a lot to me, and it seems to mean a lot to the bird as well. Thanks, bird. We should give it a name sometime. He's a frequent visitor. I'm now gonna play the full track for you guys alongside some artwork that I did on stream. I really hope you like it. Means a lot to me. I really want to encourage the making of just really magical memories through this song, and I really, really hope you like it as much as I had fun making it. So yeah, I've been Carsian. If you want to support the channel, you know what to do. It's the gray button that turns blue. I'm not exactly sure what you call it. I think it kind of looks like this, right? And please also go and follow the singer Kyla on social media. She's a fantastic artist. Please do follow her. Absolutely wonderful person as well. I've known her for many, many years now. Your socials are all down below. So yeah, hope you like the song.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you who are up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. How I wondered what you who are up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, 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 little